Good evening everyone and welcome to the fourth round here in F1 Total Division 2 Season 11. We are in Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which will hopefully be a very exciting race, being told it's all driver to driver, so thank you, Thork and BS Gabri, letting me know about the weather. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a good race in store for us today. Of course, Las Vegas, a track that none of these guys will have, oh well, maybe some of them have raced on it before, but a new track on the Formula 1 game. And given how early in the game cycle we are, I think for most of these guys it will be the first race around this track. And based on my own personal experience and also what I've been reading, not a very good track to drive on. It's very difficult to keep the car outside the barriers, and to spot your right braking point as well can be very tricky. It's very loose in the rear end because you're running very low downforce. I mean, look at that straight, right in the bottom of the track. That is insanely long. That goes. I don't even know how long that must be close to the 2 kilometer maximum the FIA has set for a straight on the Formula 1 track. The first rider out on track is Mihai in the Ferrari. So hopefully also the first rider to then complete a lap. We'll stay on board with him. Warming up his tires here on his out lap. Almost spinning the car there through turn 12. Also interesting, a lot of the corners here actually have names, which is very unusual. I mean, actually all the corners have names. Very unusual for a modern track, but they're actually named after, or at least on the track map I have. I'm not sure if these are the official names, but on the track map I have, a lot of these names are like places that you drive past, or it's maybe a street name that you're driving down. So yeah, that's nice to have as well, to bring back some of those corner names that I would say we've been missing in Formula 1 for a long time now. Mihai now has come around the final corner and is about to start his first lap of the session. So we'll stay on board with him. Going down to turn 1. Gonna brake at about the 100 meter board. Goes onto the curb on the entry. Doesn't take the curb on the apex though. Down to third gear, very careful on the throttle, let's see. Goes very wide through turn 3 and 4. Not the ideal line, I would say. DRS is open now over the Cover lane, so that's what it calls on track map. I hope these names are correct. I haven't done the research to make sure they are correct. I just assume that because the Wikipedia track map lists these, that they are correct. Now down to MSG Spear. Very good line from Mihai there, I would say. Keeping the car under control nicely, although he doesn't miss the apex through the Elevated Monorail, which, that is one hell of a name. Elevated Monorail. And now down through Sands Avenue here, past the Wynn Motel and into the Fashion Show Mall corner. And now we're on the Las Vegas Boulevard, the strip. Probably the longest straight on the calendar. I think this is longer than the straight at Mexico or Baku. I think Baku is the longest. So yeah, the longest. I think this is the new longest straight on the F1 calendar. And you can see he's reaching the rep limiter, 350 kph, down into turn 14, 15 and 16. Doesn't take the curb on the first, second part. Does take it on the third, but of course it's only painted, so that's not really the question whether you would even take it. Of course you take it. And now up to line, no DRS action here across this main straight very interestingly. And it's gonna be a 1:35.806 by Mihai, and immediately Aussie dude, who is a new driver who's joining us today, beats him by 1.8 seconds, so a significant margin there right now. Of course we also have a few other guys finishing laps. Sully and Kevin, both Mercedes coming up to line. Sully 32.4, significantly faster than Aussie dude as well. Kevin now 32.5, very close to Sully, so yeah, I think we're gonna see the times closer to those 32 benchmarks that Sully and Kevin are sitting now rather than Aussie and Mihai. There we go, 32.4 again from Marco, only 30 thousandths about faster than Sully. So Mihai has lost it on his inner lap here. We've got Swordfish coming up the line with his first run of the qualifying session here in the Haas. And he goes over the line 33.285 into P4 for now. BS Gabri coming up the line as well in the Ferrari. Hasn't the best of starts to this season, 32.7 into P4, beating Swordfish. Marcelio, oh, tapping the wall on his run there. Two Williams now starting left. Shawmool actually back in the pit lane, it seems, so he must have had some kind of issue. Plebmaster getting a tow actually from Aussie Dude here, it seems. Which is, I mean, he's going 360 kph, this is really helping him. 364 kph that was. Insane speed here on this Las Vegas Boulevard. And that's gonna certainly have gained him a lot of time. We'll see if it can catapult him all the way to the front of the field, because I think that will have gained you like probably 5/10 with how long that straight is. 33.0. Only P5, and I would have thought you'd get more with all that slipstream. The next one who will cross the line, I believe, is Marcelio. As Thorkton is now crashed out, actually. Got on board with the Haas of Swordfish to see he's there on the left hand side. He spun on the exit of turn 12, the Fashion Show Mall corner. So that means Thork is going to start from the back together with Nathan McIntyre, who was given a qualifying ban for getting a combined 5 penalty points in the first 3 races of the season already. Eworks coming up the line as well. Now he's actually purple in the middle sector here. He only has, well, 3 more corners to go, but 1 braking zone. This right here is counting as 3 corners. Doesn't take much of the curb on either the first or second part of that chicane. But now up to the line, what would be for Ewek? Can he get in the 32s? He was purple in the middle sector, so he should be up there. No, he's nowhere near. 33.6. He can't have been purple then. 33.6, he is 1.2 seconds off of Marco Darko. Tyler though, 10.2 in the middle sector. He's full second faster than Ewek, I think. So we'll see now, and he actually takes a lot of the curb there through turn 15. That is exactly the way he's supposed to take that corner. So Tyler has done his homework. He knows what he can get away with on track limits and on the curbs here. And it's a 32.358, and as you can see, it pays off. Pole position for now for Tyler, of course, still some time to go, as Beatscarpy seems to have run out of fuel. Thankfully, nobody's anywhere close to him, so he should be fine. Won't be blocking anyone, I think. Pocho as well, he's not set lap just yet. I'm not sure if he made a mistake on his first run, or if this if he just hasn't gone out at all yet. He's being very careful here through this slope part of the track through turn 9. And now down into Sands Avenue. Goes very wide here on the entry into the Fashion Show Mall corner. Doesn't take much of the curb, any of the curb in fact, on the apex. Not sure if he outbraked himself and that's intentional. Maybe that curb unsettles his car too much for him to get a good exit. DRS now open for the very, very long back straight here at Las Vegas Boulevard. So what is his sector 2 time? 10.4, that's 2/10 slower than Tyler, so he is looking at a P4, a P5, somewhere around that area between Kevin and Gabri, I would say. A very good line through turn 15 though. And now up to the line. Only this left-hand kink, which is actually called Top Golf, so I assume there's a Top Golf somewhere around here. And 32.549, indeed, right between Kevin and BS Gabri. Very close to Kevin though. So right now we seem to have a very competitive top 5, then BS Gabri not far behind, and after that the gaps really start to widen as yeah, you can definitely tell that people are not used to this track yet. I'm seeing a lot of different lines. Nobody seems to be quite in agreement of what the best line is. Aussie Dude, certainly not the best line. Completely lose the car on the exit of Rochelle Avenue. The Rochelle Avenue intersection it's called. That long right-hander where you're almost flat, leads into Koval Lane. That's the name of the straight afterwards. Mia is actually gone out on the mediums into Sunday. Marcelio is on his first run of the session now. And Dia is over for him. Shawmool, purple in the first sector, 44.5. Not sure if that is actually purple. I'll check compared to Tyler. 44.4. It's not purple, but it's not far off. So we'll see if Shawmool can carry that momentum. He only has 1 more braking zone to go. We'll see in sector 2 split time. 10.2 I think it was for Tyler. What is it for what's it going to be for Shawmool? 10.6. So it's about 4/10 off. looking at a potential P6, P7, I would say, around where BS Gabri is. All depends on this final corner, which he takes very conservatively. Schormuhl up to the line. What will it be for the Williams driver? Over the line, very long run down to the line here, and a 32.997, so he's lost some more time in the final sector there, and he goes way deep in turn 1. I think it was on purpose actually, he's letting the Mercedes pass. And probably the Alfa Romeo of Kleppmaster as well. Yeah, good thinking from Schormuhl. Marco Darko now with a new fast lap, 32.0, 3 tenths faster than Tyler, who himself though is currently up by 2 tenths. So Tyler might strike back immediately. He doesn't, but he does improve by close to 2 tenths, but he stays in P2. Sully though is gaining massively, 4 tenths up in the middle sector alone. And still has 1 corner to go here. Can Sully gain even more time? Oh, that didn't look ideal. That was far from ideal. He's lost a lot of time there, I would say. But we'll see. He can still go up to the line. Can see if he improves anyway, but that will certainly not be a pole position lap time, I think. 32.295 does still improve by 2 tenths in the end, but he's lost a lot of time through that corner. Certainly would have beaten Tyler, maybe Marco as well, with a more ideal line through that final corner. Now about Flatmaster, who had the massive slipstream last time from Aussie Dude. So we'll see if how much time he's now losing. And I think this will be a lot of time actually, as he's now about 10 kph long. He's still up by 7 tenths actually. So that must have been a lap that was far from ideal for him. Oh, he takes a lot of curb to that. Actually doesn't get invalidated. I thought that would be an invalidation. We got away with it, so... Apparently he knows even more than I do about the track limits in this track. I thought I knew him rather well, because I've been trying to find ways to find some time. 32.1, 9 tenths up in the end. Very, very massive improvement from Plettmaster there. And jumps all the way into P2. Here's Gabi, meanwhile, is up by 2 tenths as well. So he's looking to attack Pocho and Kevin for this top 5 position. And up to the line, the Ferrari driver, 32.492, and indeed, he does go into P5. Aussie Dude up by 9 tenths, it seems, already, but no, he hasn't actually crossed the first sector yet. Ewek up by 4 tenths, he's coming up to the end of sector 2 here. He's got a car behind him, a Mercedes, which is Sully. Is Sully still pushing? I'm not sure. No, he's not using ERS. Schormuhl though, not Schormuhl, Ewek. Up by 5 tenths after the sector, but a big slide through the final corner then. Oh, the second to last corner actually. The final corner is this little left-hand kink, turn 17, Top Golf. And over the line, Ewek with a 33.2. He lost a lot of time there in that 14, 15, 16 section, unfortunately for him. He stays, he goes into P11 now. Right, what was Aussie Dude's Delta? Well, game doesn't show it anymore. As we'll see in a moment, he's completely run out of ERS, so it can't be... Yeah, 2 seconds down, he's on a slow lap. BS Gabi on his way back to the pit lane, Plettmaster on his way back to the pit lane, so at the moment, nobody on the push lap, we have 4.5 minutes to go, and we're getting prepared for our final runs in qualifying here. You know, flags the moment actually. Not sure what for? Oh, Plettmaster! He's just crashing the pit entry! What has he done? He's crashing the pit entry, he was teleported onto here, but how is he crashing the pit entry? Plettmaster! And that's his qualifying done! He will be P2 at best. Very, very unfortunate, it was looking very promising for him so far. Well... He's gonna have trouble keeping their position now. I think Tyler and Sully can certainly find some more time, especially given the massive mistake we saw Sully make. So chances are Plettmaster has just lost himself a front row start there. I mean, what is actually... Is this pit entry... Oh, I see what might have happened. He might have just understeered into that tire barrier there. Pocho, purple in the middle sector. He's flying it apparently at the moment. Didn't even see him going onto the lap, so I completely missed that. 32.5 is best lap so far. How much is he up by? Well, game refused to show me, but I guess we'll see in a moment. As he goes over the line, what will be for El Pocho? 31.6, wow, 8 tenths gained. Close to 9 tenths even, and he puts almost, 3.5 tenths down his teammate, I think. 4 tenths actually. Wow, massive lap from Pocho. And well, unless somebody can gain massive amounts of time as well now, he's looking very good for pole position here. Kevin going to turn 1 here on his final lap of the session. Currently in P7 at 32.5. I would say that the very least Biasgabi should be within distance of him. He is very close behind. After that, Sully is a bit further away. But of course, we'll see how much time he'll actually gain. Maybe he made a mistake on his earlier laps. I didn't see his earlier laps, so I'm not sure how much pace he still has in the locker. Very nice work here from the chicane, getting the car rotating in nicely. As well, very early in the power traction control kicking in, doing the work for him. He's up by 14,000, so not much in the first sector. That will not even be enough to beat Biasgabi. He needs to gain some more time in the final, in the middle and final sector here. We'll see if he's able to do so. Kevin, now into the Las Vegas Boulevard. And Dia is open for him now. Let's see, what is his time in the middle sector? Is he up? No, he's actually down by close to 2 tenths. He's made a mistake there. In that one corner he went through. But we'll see, through the final corner. Very nice line over those curbs. That looked very good. I think that will bring him a significant amount of time here. And up to the line, Kevin actually goes back to the pit lane. Abandons the lap, and that's it. Kevin's qualifying is done. Tyler starting his run now. Swordfish is on the lap already. Marcelio, close finish left, up by 6 tenths after the first sector. And after the second, it's 7 tenths. He's looking at a 33 here. A 33.0. But if you can gain a bit more, you might be able to get into those 32s, challenge Sean Moore for that P8 position. Mihai up by 3 tenths as well. We'll see, Marcelio coming up to the line. In this McLaren. It's going to be a 132.762. He's gained a further 3 tenths in the final sector and does go up into P8. Pocho is now retired in the session, he's done. Mihai is up by 7 tenths after the first sector, very big improvement for him as well. Ewek in the... yeah, everybody doing that final run now. Pinky will be the next one over the line. Diaz open for the Haas driver. We'll see his split time in just a moment. As he goes over the Las Vegas Boulevard. 6 tenths up, 10.4. Mihai, what about you? 5 tenths up, he's lost a bit of time. He was 7 tenths up earlier, now it's only 5, and he's significantly off the pace from Ewek. So he needs to gain a couple of seconds even to challenge Ewek. We'll see what Swordfish does as he comes up to the line. What will it be? 132.5. He goes into P8. Mihai invalidates to run the final corner, but it wouldn't have mattered. He's going to be P13 either way. So the first driver over the line, I think that is Sean Moore. Yes, who's down this time. Following him is Sully, who's also down this time. But we saw him make that massive mistake in the final corner, so I think Sully still has potential to improve on his time here. And this time he's got it right. So Sully coming up to the line now. I think Sully's gonna improve here. Sean Moore probably won't. Indeed, Sean Moore doesn't improve. Sully, 32.1, gains 1.5 tenths. What about Tyler? Tyler's the furthest back. Biasgabi just ahead of him. At the moment, Pocho still leading from Marco and then Pletmaster. Tyler, Biasgabi, those are the only ones still on push laps. Tyler up by 1.5 tenths, Biasgabi up by 2. Oh, a very nice line from Tyler once again there. Biasgabi coming up to the line. Can he challenge for those top positions in this qualifying session here? Biasgabi 132.219 into P6. And now Tyler, the last one still going. 131.90, and he does beat Marco to P2. But Pocho's time at the front remains unchallenged. It's a pole position for Pocho once again. Great qualifying effort from him. And, yeah, in general, a great qualifying session, I would say. Surprisingly, interesting to watch. I honestly thought Las Vegas would be a bit of a ball fest in qualifying. But there was a lot going on there. So I guess that's a good sign for the race. And a great lap from Pocho there to take pole position. ahead of Tyler, and then his teammate Marco in third. Plepmaster, after having crashed in the pit entry in the end, still gets a fourth place, so a decent position anyway. Sully in fifth, followed by Biascapi, very close between, yeah, all of those guys really. Then a pretty big gap of 3/10 to Kevin, who was very, very close with Pinky 11 Swordfish there in P8. And there we go, we've now got the full results on screen here. Marcelio qualifying in 9th, followed by Sharmul, who is also quite close behind. There are only 90 thousandths separating him from Marcelio. Aussie Dude, a 33.0 in P11. Ewek in P12, 33.2. And then Mihai in P13, 35.4 on the medium tire actually. Thok in 14th, he crashed out before he could do a lap. And then Nathan McIntyre was serving a qualifying ban, so he wasn't allowed to do a lap anyway. And that's that. That's your full qualifying results here in Las Vegas. And, yeah, Pocho, 2.5 tenths faster than anyone at the front. Starting well into this race tonight. But of course, Las Vegas, I would say there's a significant chance of some chaos happening here. And with how long those straights are, it's going to be so difficult for him to build enough of a gap to get people out of DRS range. So I think we are going to see some massive DRS trains around this track. Honestly, you might even be able to, on that very long back straight, overtake, and then on the same straight, build a 1 second gap if you have enough ERS. I think that is how OP the DRS will be on that straight. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens here. This will certainly be interesting to watch, I would say. The first race on a new track in this league. Of course, will be repeated in a couple of days in Division 1. Drivers now deciding on the strategies. I've been told it will be all dry here in Las Vegas, which was to be expected really. But it would be interesting to see what strategies drivers go for. If they gamble for a safety car, if they want to go long, if they go to softs. We'll see in just a minute once drivers have readied up. And there we are on the starting grid. The 5 lights are on, and it's lights out and away we go. Pocho on the mediums gets away pretty well, I would say. Tyler not alongside him. Actually, Tyler is very much alongside him in turn 1. Tyler taking the lead away from Pocho there in turn 1. Marco attacking his teammate as well. As an Alfa Romeo of Plepmaster round. For Marco having a look around the outside, but decides against it. Pocho secures P2. Pretty significant gap though behind Marco already, as Sully seems to have dropped off big time. Battle between Marcelio and Swordfish going on for P8 here. Everyone jostling for position early on here. Oh, and Aussie Dude completely goes in the back of Marcelio. Fork into the wall on the first lap already. And a full course safety car on lap 1. The race been neutralized. Marcelio got rear-ended by Aussie Dude, and Thok just went straight on there. Into the runoff zone, oh well, into the wall of turn 5 in fact. I guess the runoff zone is where he wanted to go, and he hit the wall instead. And there we are, the first safety car coming out already. Can have a look at the tires now. Plepmaster now with the drive-through penalty for speeding on the safety car, didn't adhere to the delta. We've got hards on Nathan's and Aussie Dude's car, softs for Marcelio and everybody else on the medium compound. Very unfortunate for Thok to crash out so early on then. I'm being asked by strategy. I have no idea. I've never raced in this track, so I don't know the strategy. You're on your own, unfortunately for you. So we'll see if anybody decides to pit now. Tyler actually has underfueled the car. Same goes for Biascapi and Sharmul. Anybody else? Ewek. So those guys have actually underfilled the car on purpose. Front group, nobody's pitting. Sully is coming in actually. But he speeds! Oh, 5 second penalty for Sully. Very unnecessary on the safety car. He pits for a new front wing and onto mediums again. New front wing as well for Biascapi, who will switch on to medium compound. Plepmaster in as well. Oh, Mihai is not disconnected from the session. Hopefully I can get back in soon. I'll drop him another invite. Ewek is in the pits as well. He's switching onto hard compound tires. Not sure if you can see it. I don't actually know if I open the invite system, is that visible on the stream? I'm gonna check that now, because I've been wondering forever. Yes, it is visible on stream. I didn't know that. Because when you invite through PlayStation, it's not visible for some reason. That's interesting. Alright, there we go. Invite to Mihai has been sent. Hopefully the safety car's gonna come in probably end of next lap. I don't think it'll come in already now, even if Ewek manages to catch up rather quickly. Yeah, those penalties for Sully and Pletmaster, especially Pletmaster's drive-through penalties, can be very annoying. Sully might be able to pit again on this lap now. Ozzy and Marcelio are swapping places. Not sure what's going on between those guys now. But yeah, safety car probably out for one more lap here and then we'll be back under green flag conditions. Hopefully Mihai can get back in the lobby before we go racing again. Ozzy leaving a rather big gap to Pinky Swordfish up ahead. So actually burning overtake to get back closer. Rex hasn't caught up just yet, the car's in front. Mihai asked me for another invite, so I'll send him a second invite. Oh, what on earth? What happened? There's a pileup at turn 1. Pletmaster's out. Sully's back in pits, and Ozzy is now spun. What the hell has happened while I was inviting Mihai? Total chaos now at turn 1. I have no clue what on earth just happened between those guys. Well, that will probably go to the steward's room. I would like to be able to say anything about that, but I have no idea what even just happened. Well, I think some people are gonna have wing damage from that as well, so those guys are gonna have to pit when the safety car comes in at the end of this lap. Ozzy letting Ewek pass. Does seem like, yeah, Marcelio definitely has fucking damage on the front left end plate. It's missing for him. Safety car should be in at the end of this lap, so we're back on the way. Tyler leading the way still, ahead of Pocho and Marco. 2 Red Bulls following him, and in the seat, safety car has been called in now. Or has it? Yes, it has, okay. So Tyler now sitting the pace here. We'll see when he decides to go. He can go pretty much anytime he wants once the safety car is far enough away. As we go across Harmon Avenue. Coming up to the start-finish line. Safety car's now back in the pits. Tyler could accelerate at any moment. Pocho needs to be ready for it. And Tyler's gone. Has Pocho noticed it early enough? It's not quite. Pocho's definitely too far away for an attack. Marcelio getting into the pit lane to change his front wing. And then we have Ewek sending it up the inside of Nathan. Side by side into turn 1. Ozzy trying to get involved. Nathan getting passed by both of them there. Very nice opportunistic move from Ozzy Ewek as well. Committed. Under brakes. Marco now getting past his teammate for P2. Up the inside. And indeed he does get past him. Pocho not putting up much of a fight. Potentially a team order, not sure. But Tyler has already pulled a 1 second gap, so Tyler seems to be significantly faster than those Red Bulls at the moment. Maybe getting the flow of things in this first race around Las Vegas better. Scrubby is very close behind Swordfish as well in the battle for P6 here. Sean Mull also practically pushing Kevin here through Sands Avenue. A very close train the moment after the safety car restart, not really separating all that much, and now as we go into this very long backstart, I'm expecting a couple of overtakes here happening at the same time. Of course, no DRS activated just yet. Poacher's having a go at his teammate once again, attacking him. Up the inside into the turn 14, 15, 16 complex. Can Poacher outbrake him? Yes, he can. Kevin doesn't look as well, but he's too far behind. That was actually the only overtake happening through that corner somehow. But Marco, is he trying to come back at Poacher? He got the slipstream into turn 1. Can he go for it? Ewok is passing Aussie Dude, and we have a VSC being deployed. I have no idea why. Aussie Dude has no front wing. What the hell has happened to Aussie Dude? That one of them, of course, VSCs. Now a tire in the pit lane as well, which, given the chaos we had already, I don't understand why you would tire if you are still very much in contention for a good point-scoring finish in this race. Mihai is changed for pitted for a new front wing as well. He's going to come out in P11, or will he be behind Marcelio? Could be close between them now. Looks like Marcelio will just about be ahead of Mihai. Oh, will he? Or has Mihai hit the wall on the pit exit? Hopefully he didn't get damage again, that would be very unfortunate for him. But at least visually I don't see any damage. He's sliding a lot though. Those cold hearts putting him in some trouble. And there we go, VSC. No, it's still out. I thought it just came in. I thought it disappeared on the top left, but nope, we're still in VSC conditions. I don't know what's gonna come in. If it's gonna come in anytime soon, hopefully. So we are now coming out in the backstart here. I'd like to see some more battling going on over here, because it's a very, very nice part of the track to overtake at. Probably the best part of the track. Now people are using overtake, so I think the safety car is coming in now. Yes, it is! We're back under green flags. But is anybody close enough to still take advantage of this green flag condition and make a move? Doesn't seem like it. Although Pocho is still under pressure from Marco, who is following very closely Kevin. Not far behind either of them as well. Yellow flag from Mihai now, who's crashed out. And it's another safety car. The second full course safety car. And the third if you count VSCs in 6 laps. Got a couple of people pitting. Kevin, Shawmul, Pink 11 Swordfish. Down to 11 drivers. 4 DNFs in the first 6 laps. Sully's in as well. For a new front wing and hard compound tires. Arsenio staying out, and he's gonna jump Sully in the pit lane. Goes up to P10. This does now allow Pocho and Marco, the 2 Red Bulls, to catch back up to Tyler with the pit stops of Kevin. BS Gabi is now promoted to P4 as well. So we've got the 4 medium runners right in the front. Marcelio, the next one on mediums in P10. Everybody else now on the hard compound. Although someone slightly older ones, someone completely fresh ones. So we are now seeing a lot of different tire strategies here. I think BS Gabi pitted under the first safety car, and the same goes for Ewek. Nathan, Paco, Pocho and Tyler haven't pitted at all. Marcelio pitted under green flags a couple of laps ago, and then everybody else just pitted the fresh hearts, right? Yes, seems correct. Sully already has Sully has already made 3 stops in 6 laps. Yeah, Sully having a great time probably, I would say. Seems like he is having a lot of wing changes today. At least that's what I assume he's doing. Otherwise, I don't think he'd be pitting that often. I mean, what has he done as medium, medium, medium hard? So he's already used both his mediums and one of them twice. Oh yeah, of course, he pitted on a safety car on lap 1 for a wing train and got a 5-second penalty in the process. So he pitted a lap later again to get rid of it, and now he pitted on a this safety car to go to fresh tires and the wing change again. So those are his 3 pit stops. But all of that, those 3 pit stops, which would normally cost you, yeah, about a minute. Now it's cost him nothing. He's right back in the field. The safety cars caught him back up each time, or allowed him to get back up each time. I'll be back on the green flags. End of this lap, I think everybody has caught up, so I see no reason why the safety car shouldn't go in on the end of this lap and release us to green flag running. And thankfully after this, there can only be 2 more safety cars. So we are gonna see some green flag running at some point, hopefully. The limit for safety cars, including virtual safety cars, they counted they both counted as 1, is 5. And so far we've had 1 virtual and 2 real safety cars, so 3. So after this we can only have 2 more, and then there will be, yeah, there can't be any more. At least that's what used to be a thing a couple of years ago, I believe, that being added in to prevent, yeah, ridiculous amounts of safety cars in online races. So hopefully that is still a thing, because I think if it isn't, we are gonna keep seeing safety cars here. But it's not the second time that Tyler gets to restart the race. He hasn't given up the lead after taking it from Porsche at turn 1. Let's see if Porsche can stick with him better than he did last time. Last time Tyler had a 1-second gap very early on, showing great pace there at the beginning of that restart. Meanwhile, I see why a lot of drivers went negative on the fuel. Because Tyler's back in the positive. I think Pierre Gasly is around plus... Yeah, it's around 0 right now. It's minus 002. Sean Moon as well, but I can't see his fuel since in the Williams. I think it's about minus 0.4. The safety car in this lap, so we are going to be back on the green flags. Tyler once again setting the pace now through the final sector, which is pretty much just this main straight. And he can decide when he accelerates. He wants to catch Porsche off guard once again. The same front two as it was last time. Let's see if Tyler can repeat that great safety car restart. He's gone very early there. And he has once again caught Porsche off guard. The gap up to 5 tenths already. Meanwhile, Nathan already side by side with Ewek there, it seems, only has to pull out. With now Kevin having a go at him. A lot of movement in the background, but nobody actually going for any kind of move into turn 1. Let's see though, is Porsche putting more pressure on Tyler this time around? He's at least still somewhat close here. 5 tenths behind the Alpine. Meanwhile, Kevin and Nathan side by side now down into turn 5. The Mercedes on the inside decides to pull out. Nathan actually secures the position. Sean Moore now side by side with Kevin into a very, very tight corner. This can only end badly, surely. Sean Moore sends on Nathan as well, makes contact, loses the car. Kevin slips through, and now Pinky 11 Swordfish as well, pulling alongside. There's a car on the wall, it's Marcelio, who seems to have now been caught up in that whole thing. An innocent bystander, and he is the one who ends up with wing damage. Very unfortunate for Marcelio. Sean Moore and Swordfish still side by side now down into turn 12. And it seems like the Williams has come out ahead. Kevin trying to get past Nathan here. Meanwhile, the gap at the front, 1.1 seconds. Tyler has repeated his success from earlier, and he's flying away at the front. Kevin now passing Nathan. Meanwhile, B.S. Gabi as well. Oh! Put into the wall in the straight. That's his front wing gone. B.S. Gabi making contact with Marco, hitting the wall, and that's his, well, his charge onto the podium. Stop for now. He's going to be back in the pit lane for a new front wing. And hopefully for him we get another safety car. Same for Marcelio, he's also going to come in to change his front wing. Well, there's a four-way battle going on down into turn 1. Kevin, Nathan, Sean Moore. Oh, contact mate, Kevin, Ewek. Pinky 11 Stop is trying to get involved. Sully as well having a look. What is this battle here? So many cars trying to find a space to slip through. Nathan and Swordfish side by side all the way down the straight. So Kevin now, Sully actually, sorry, Jesus, I'm confusing the names already. It's just too many people side by side at once. Sully goes past Nathan up into P8. And now putting pressure on. Oh, and Sean Moore is round! No, Ewek is round. Shawmul gets a penalty for corner cutting him. Shawmul missed a chicane. Ewek is round. I'm not sure what happened between those guys. Maybe Shawmul re-ended Ewek. Shawmul has a 5-second penalty for corner cutting as well, as he completely skipped a chicane. Probably has some wing damage as well. Indeed, I think he must have rear-ended his teammate. You can see the intense understeer for Shawmul. Now Sully's going to pass him as well on the straight. Unless Shawmul, he's trying to defend it. Meanwhile up ahead, Swordfish flying past Kevin. Sully now finally gets the move done on oh, does he? Shawmul is still fighting back. Meanwhile Nathan is coming from behind. Sully and Shawmul side by side now down into the final chicane. But surely Shawmul has to pull out with the wing damage, can't stay alongside. Sully secures position. Meanwhile Kevin fighting back against Pink 11 Swordfish, who has another go down to turn 1. These guys are absolutely relentless in their battling. Swordfish moving up into P4. Shawmul actually deciding to stay out with the wing damage. And we have Nathan going off and almost losing the car there, but he's just about managed to catch it. He's lost a bit of time though, through there now. The gap at the front up to 2.8 seconds. Tyler continuing to do a very good job of flying away from Pocho and Marco. It looked very good for Pocho in qualifying, but he's not been able to back up that pace in race. I mean, he's still in a very, very respectable P2. But Tyler, with amazing pace right now, especially considering that Marco and Pocho have, or can help each other with the DRS, and they are still not able to gain on him. Meanwhile, Swordfish has now pulled a 1-second gap to Kevin, which can be crucial as they come down to Lennon Slayers Boulevard, although Kevin is burning all his ERS to get back inside 1 second. He knows how crucial that DRS is. He needs to stay inside the DRS range to defend from the cars behind. He might even without any kind of ERS left, he might still have a go at Pink 11 Swordfish anyway with how long this DRS rate is. He doesn't actually have DRS, I think. So he's now very much vulnerable to Sully, to his teammate, who is flying up to the back of his teammate. He doesn't actually go for the move. And Shawmul managed to stick with these guys nicely, despite the wing damage I thought he had. Maybe he doesn't have wing damage, I'm not sure, because his pace still seems solid. Then again, his rotation is very... Oh! Shawmul almost going into the back of Sully, and now he certainly has wing damage. He just mentioned dodge him. Sully now getting into contact with Pink 11 Swordfish into the wall as well, slightly there. Hopefully no wing damage for the Mercedes. Kevin went back past Swordfish. And then now side by side down into turn 5. Swordfish on the outside, Kevin on the inside. Kevin going a bit deep, and now Sully with the switchback on both. Very risky maneuver, but he seems to pull it off. They're now 3 wide, although no, Sully decides to pull out. What a battle is going on here. Shawmul sends an up against now Sully very late. Sully leaving the space, but he also secures the position as Shawmul doesn't have the exit that he needs to stay alongside Sully. What an intense battle here for P4, 5, 6 and 7. Nathan and Ewek were involved earlier as well, but they dropped out due to incidents and mistakes. And now we are back to the long straight. Oh, Kevin goes straight on! Kevin has missed the corner completely! And that's him out of this battle. He's trying to flick spin the car here. But that's of course very difficult with full traction control. Down to P9, meanwhile Sully flying past Swordfish into P4. And, well, Kevin actually seems to have taken Shawmul with him. Both Shawmul and Kevin have completely dropped off here. It's just Pinky and Sully left in that fight for P4. So we went from Sully, Swordfish, Nathan, Ewek, Shawmul and Kevin battling to only Sully and Swordfish. Everybody else made a mistake or got involved in an incident. Meanwhile, Pocho has caught back up to Tyler. Not sure what happened here. If Tyler made a mistake, the gap, it was at 3 seconds, now it's at 7/10. What has happened to Tyler's pace? Pocho is right in back of him once again. And we're gonna see a battle for the lead. Coming up here, Kevin now in the pit lane. Not sure if that's a wing change. Yes, wing change for Kevin. Swordfish not close enough to Sully to go for a move, but Pocho, look how close he is to Tyler now. Pocho looking very, very promising here to retake the race lead as they are coming up to that Las Vegas Boulevard. And now that Pocho is inside DRS range, I would say the chance of him dropping back outside are very, very slim. if anything, he might actually slow down a bit here if he's smart, to allow his teammate to catch back up and get him into DRS range before Las Vegas Boulevard. Oh, Poggio goes in the back of Tyler and spins him round. And now Marco goes in the back of Poggio. And there is 2 Red Bull wings there, I think. I think they both have wing damage. And Tyler's now down to P5 with the spin. And I think that just promoted Sully into the effective race lead, because I think both these Red Bulls are gonna have to pit for a wing change. Poggio definitely, he's missing the front left end plate. What about Marco? There's yellow flags for Sean Moore as well on the external corner. And Marco has no front wing at all. They're both pitting this lap, I think. And that means this battle has now turned into a battle for the race lead. Sully and Pinky Swordfish. Yes, Poggio's coming in, Marco coming in. They're gonna double stack as well. And Marco's gonna lose so much time here behind Poggio, as Poggio gets his wing changed, while Marco waits behind him. And that's it, Sully into the race lead. Who would have thought? After everything that's happened in this race, 3 pit stops and Sully is in the race lead, and look how long Marco has to wait now. This is torture for him. Poggio's gonna come out in P6 it seems, as Sean Moore and BSKB staying out. So Poggio's gonna be behind him, and then Marco, he would have lost so much time to his team. He comes out behind Sean Moore, I think. Although no, Sean Moore hasn't actually made his pit stop yet. So he does actually not lose any position, or any more positions than Poggio did. But look how far behind he is now. He was literally right behind him before the pit stop. And the gap is now 12 seconds. Wow. That is an insane gap between the 2 Red Bulls. So Marco has lost so much time there waiting behind Poggio to get for Poggio to get his wing change, and then he has to make his own wing change as well. But now Pinky, then Swordfish and Sully are battling for the race lead here. With Tyler 3.5 seconds behind, but can Tyler catch up by that much? With how powerful DRS is, these two pulling each other along. Of course, they're on the hard compound tire as well. They might be able to go to the end here, which I don't think so. I don't think Tyler will be able to. Tyler isn't even allowed to. Tyler and Nathan have not made any kind of pit stop, so they have to pit at some point. They have to. Even if the tires could make it, they're not allowed to go to the end. I'm not sure how long Hearts last if Sully and Swordfish have a chance to go to the end, but Swordfish has dropped outside the DRS range of Sully. So Sully is now secured in that P1 for now. 1.9 seconds a gap. Sully doing a great job at the front here. He is kept out of any massive incidents after those safety cars. Come out that massive battle as one of the only survivors together with Swordfish. Tyler is now making a pit stop onto hard compound tires. This will probably take him to the end of the race. 11 left. I'd be very, very surprised if not. He's going to come out behind Poggio. So Poggio could still be in contention for a race win. Even if those guys ahead of him don't pit, he'll have a massive tire advantage. But the question is, of course, what will the steward say about him rear-ending Tyler? That will, if Tyler does report that, is very likely to be a penalty for Poggio. The standard penalty that we have been giving so far for for rear-ending someone is a 10-second time penalty and 2 penalty points. So that will put Poggio under big pressure here. I mean, he needs to win by 10 seconds if he does actually get that penalty. Of course, the incident we looked at from both perspectives, the stewards will decide what penalty will be given out, and there will be a lot of other incidents as well that will be looked at, I assume, with how this race has gone so far. Poggio is almost caught up to the DRS range of BSKB ahead, who himself is catching up to Ewek, which probably isn't actually all that great for Poggio. He wants these guys to be separated so he can fly past them while with DRS while these guys have no defense. But if Gabri gets DRS from Ewek, Poggio's job gets a lot harder. I suspect that Gabri, Poggio and Tyler and Marco are going to the end from here. Kevin, Sean Moore and Marcelio probably as well. I think the top 4 are still all gonna have to pit. For sure Nathan and Ewek. Sully and Swordfish, I think they're gonna pit as well. So I would say, yeah, the battle for the effective race lead could still be between BSKB and Poggio here, who is now almost within DRS range. He's caught up a bit too late, and Gabri, he's caught within a second just after the DRS detection point, and Gabri is now within a second of Ewek up ahead as well. So Poggio's gonna have his work cut out for him. He needs to Yeah, he doesn't have any kind of advantage over Gabri coming up to the next straight, unless Gabri, he's going very close to Ewek here, who goes all the way past Chicane. Oh, she goes all the way in the wall. What has Ewek just done? And a virtual safety car. Ewek just went straight on Chicane into the wall. Didn't even spin, didn't lose the car, just drove straight. Virtual safety car deployed. Ewek has lost his entire front wing. Very, very weird crash from Ewek. I mean, if he was trying to cause a safety car, he would have just stopped on track. If he was trying to crash himself out, he would have crashed faster. But he's just gone into the wall slowly and lost his entire front wing. What was Ewek doing? Well, he doesn't have to pit now. Get a new front wing and rejoin the race. Probably P10. I think he might still be ahead of Marcelio. Swordfish is coming in. Sully is staying out though. And Gabri gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. And that is his chances of competing for the race win ruined. And Pocho gets past him immediately. Gabri has to stay out for one more lap until he can serve the penalty. He couldn't get in the pit lane there with Pocho next to him. Nathan and Pinky Eleven saw in the pit, but Sully not pitting under VSC tells me he's going to try and go to the end. Otherwise, he would have pitted. He has a 17-second gap to Pocho, so a massive gap to make up in 9 laps. Can Sully hang on to that gap if he goes to the end? Can he make those tires last to the end? How much time are Pocho, Pinky Eleven Swordfish, who is not even far behind Pocho. Pinky Eleven Swordfish came out in P4. Honestly, if Sully had pitted, he would probably be he'd be ahead of Pinky Eleven Swordfish. He'd be close to BS Gabri and have fresh tires to work with. So chances are, if Sully had pitted under that VSC, he would even have been far behind Pocho anyway. So he's taking a big risk here to stay out. We'll see if it pays off, but Pocho is gaining quickly. We'll wait and see. Only 9 laps to go though in this race. Is that enough time for Pocho to catch up? He's catching very quickly. We're down to 15 seconds already. It was 16 and a half a lap ago. We've got Marco on the back of Nathan here. And the battle for P6. Nathan has come out on those fresh tires up ahead, but Marco now with the DRS on this long back straight. Can he have a go at Nathan? He's very far behind. I don't think he can actually have a go. But look at the gap, 14.6. It's coming down so quickly. Sully is losing time like crazy to Pocho. Is Pocho burning ERS? No, he isn't. Not even that. It's just the difference in those tires. 7 laps makes such a massive difference with these new tire physics, the new tire wear on the F123 game. BS Gabri now coming in to serve his drive-through penalty. And he's gonna drop behind Nathan and Marco for sure, maybe even behind Kevin. Marco knows fast left away, 35.455. BS Gabri coming out in P7 it seems. Just about ahead of Kevin. And the gap at the front down to 13.8 seconds. Pocho is gaining. I think that it could be close towards the end. The question is, of course, will Sully's tires drop off even more? What about Pocho's tires? Is he gonna start losing pace over the course of that stint? How long can Pocho keep up gaining this quickly? This will be a very interesting fight all the way to the end, I think. Very interesting to keep an eye out on that gap. Keep an eye out on Sully's tire situation, see if they can hang on. Marco is barely hanging on to DRS of Nathan here. Does certainly seem like Nathan is the faster driver right now, of course, on those better tires. And has Marco kept DRS? I don't think he has. He has not. Marco's outside DRS range. Nathan has secured the P5 for now. Go with Sully for a while. How do those tires perform visually? He's being very cautious. So I think, yeah, those tires must be destroyed. If you compare the way Sully just drove to what Pocho's gonna do with the turn 1 here. He's also very cautious actually. He does carry a lot more speed through turn 3 and 4 there. Nathan now the fastest of the race. Now let's look at Nathan as well. How fast does he go through turn 2 and 3? A bit faster than Pocho as well, it seems, based on those throttle inputs. Actually doesn't take any of the track on the outside, so he could have had a lot more pace through there. question is now, can Poggio catch up to Sully before the time runs out in this race? Or can Sully secure what will be his first race win in F1 Total, 1 week after Poggio got his first one? And I can tell you, it'll be very, very important for Sully to get a race win. Because as long as Poggio has one and he doesn't, he will hold that over him and he will use it as an argument in every situation. 11.5 seconds, the gap is coming down, but only 7 laps to go. Will it be enough time for Poggio to actually catch up and pass him? Sorfus as well on those mediums. He is, I would say, within contention for a race as well, depending if he can catch Poggio or not. Tyler, after the incident with Poggio, he's far behind. Very unfortunate for Marco as well. He got, yeah, well, he wasn't even involved, but he got his race ruined the hardest, I would say. Having to wait behind Poggio in the pit lane as well after when they both changed their front wing. Poggio, Tyler and Marco, in any order, seem to be the certain top 3 in this race. But now, Poggio is the only one of them running in the top 3, and chances are the only one who get a podium, as Tyler is not gaining on Swordfish. And Marco, of course, nowhere near the podium, running in P6. The gap is down to 10 seconds. Poggio is flying, and Sully, I mean, how much time is Poggio getting per lap? Sully, last lap, what was Sully's last lap? 37.9, that is rather consistent as well, so yeah. Poggio, 36.1. So 1.8 seconds per lap there is. And we're at, so let's say 1.5 seconds. Yeah, I think Poggio has a very good chance to still catch Sully here. If he can keep up this pace, Poggio is going to catch Sully before the end of the race. So Sully, he needs to find some pace, or he needs to hope that once Poggio catches up, he's somewhat able to defend. But I would say if they're within DRS range, whoever is behind on the last lap wins the race because of how stupidly long that the DRS straight is. The gap now down to 9 seconds and dropping, probably down to 8 in just a moment here. 2 Italians fighting in the front. The other Italian is grabbing running in P7. And he's under pressure from Kevin, who has got absolutely no ERS here. But Bay is Gabi not looking much better either, he's just above 10%. Marco is still trying to find a way into that DRS window of Nathan. Of course, over the course of this stint, Nathan's tires will get more wear than Marco's, so the pace will start to swing in his favor at some point. Kevin now very, very close behind BS Gabi, and he probably is going to have a go on this DRS straight here. DRS open for the Mercedes, and he is indeed going to fly past the Ferrari with no answer, but he's going to probably fight back on the next DRS straight. Of course, Kevin, I would say with a slight high advantage here, 8 lap old mediums against 11 lap old hards. Gap at the front, 8 seconds, and still coming down quickly. Poggio is still gaining about 1.5 seconds a lap, it seems. And that will be enough. That will be enough if he keeps this up. At least if my math is correct, I think it will be enough at least. Yes, Gabi now probably is going to fight back against Kevin. He's not actually using the slipstream on the start of the straight. Now he's actually pulling into a DRS open for the Ferrari. Can he get past Mercedes with no ERS at all? Indeed, he will rather easily as well. BS Gabi takes back P7. And I think those two are going to swap in places all the way until the end of the race now. Every single DRS straight almost, I think, will be seeing those two make an overtake on each other. Gap in front, down to 7.9. Poggio only gained 1 second that lap, he needs more. Maybe his hearts are starting to show signs of wear, but what about Sully? Will those tires go off the cliff once more? Or are they gonna stay consistent until the end from here? Yellow flag in second 2 for Marcellia, who has gone into the wall. He's gone straight on before the Las Vegas Boulevard, and he's now rejoined the track with wing damage. Kevin getting past BSW once again. This will now put Masenio a lap down. If he makes a pit stop, which I assume he will. Sonny isn't far behind him. Gap now 7.5. How much is Pocho gaining at this point? Pocho last lap 36.9. Sully last lap 37.9. Yeah, indeed, 1 second. Pocho needs to gain more than 1 second. Swordfish actually is now catching up to Pocho. So Pocho might even be under pressure of losing that second place. Sully's pace is not looking as terrible in comparison to Pocho's as it was earlier. Those tires of Pocho's are starting to show signs of wear as well. 7.2 seconds with 4 laps to go. Gabi once again flying past Kevin. We will see this every single lap, as I said, twice in every DRS straight. Ewak and Sean Moon as well, 2 Williams battling over P9. Ewak flying past his teammate here, who is saving a lot of ERS there, 80% on Sean Moore's car. But he has a front right wing damage still. He never changed that front wing. And there we go. Kevin actually making the move on BSW to turn 1 in this one. Let's see if BSW tries again. I think the best play here is to save your ERS until the last lap, which Kevin is not doing. BSW though is saving ERS. I think BSW is going to save his ERS for the last lap, because it doesn't matter who's in front until then. They are so far away from anybody else. It doesn't matter if you lose time behind the other one. You can just stay behind on purpose, save your ERS, and wait for the last lap to make that overtake actually stick. Because then there's no more chance to really overtake. Marco still not able to get inside the 1 second range, just about outside of it. He's been just about outside of it for a long time now. Chances are BSW is gonna overtake Kevin once again with the DRS. Oh! BSW tapped the wall there. Hopefully for him he got away without damage. What about the front two? Masenio's actually staying out despite having the wing damage. 6.5 between Pocho and Sully. I think Sully will hang on here, because now Pocho has to gain over 2 seconds a lap. BSW will fly past Kevin once again here. Showmoon hasn't stayed inside a second to his teammate. If we compare the lap times between Pocho and Sully once again, last lap was a 37.8 and a 37.8 last 2 laps, and Pocho's was 37.0, 37.1, so he's not even gaining a full second lap anymore. Pocho is not doing enough to catch Sully. Sully has got the strategy bang on by staying out under VSC. Especially considering that Pink 11 Swordfish, who pitted under VSC, has not caught Pocho. Of course, that is assuming that nothing happens to Sully in these last couple laps, which I hope I haven't just cursed him. If I have, I apologize deeply. That was a terrible thing to say. I should have kept my mouth shut. Kevin is now actually doing what I said, staying behind, not burning ERS. Maybe he's listening. Maybe he's accepting my coaching here. Sean Moore now onto soft compound tires, a wing change as well. Doesn't lose a position, but now has a very good chance of getting a fast lap, as he has 100% ERS as well, so he can burn everything to get that fast lap. Marco has now finally gotten inside the ERS range to Nathan, and might be able to have a go onto that P5 position. We go to the last 2 laps of this race now. Sully coming around the final corner of lap 23. And he's almost lap Marcelio now. Meanwhile, Marco passing Nathan for P6 rather easily. Of course, no DRS for defense here for Nathan. Marcelio is now in the pits for a freshen of softs, I assume, as well, and for a wing change. His house now put him a lap down. He's having a go at fast lap as well, so Sean and Marcelio are now going to be battling over that fast lap. Marcelio also having a lot of ERS, so he is very much in a chance as well. We'll see if Nathan fights back against Marco in the same way that Kevin and BSW have been fighting back against each other in the last couple laps. Pocho's building the gap to Swordfish once again, so Swordfish tires also seem to have dropped off a bit. But I would say inside that top 4 nothing will change anymore. It's only this battle for P5 and P7 that really has a chance of changing the race result anymore. The gap between Sully and Pocho is too big. The gap between Tyler and Swordfish, or maybe, as Tyler is stand to gain now. Maybe Tyler can salvage a podium here in this race. after that incident with Pocho. Nathan and Marco coming up in that long DRS straight. Marcello, if Marcello is smart, he's gonna try and get some DRS from those guys on his hot lap. He's been burning overtake on his out lap in this one, eh? Oh, is this his out lap? I think it is. Yes, he's down. Yeah, he's been burning ERS on his out lap for some reason. Kevin and Mirskabi still functioning close. Nathan is way too far behind Marco to go for a move. But Kevin, he's burning overtake now. As Sunny has ended the last lap of the race, these guys are still in the second to last lap. Kevin will fly past the Ferrari here, back up into P7. And Gabri doesn't even try to defend. He almost goes in the back of Kevin there into the final corner. But here we are on the final lap. Tyler has caught up to Pinky. So we still have a battle for the podium happening here. And let's see, Tyler sticks behind him for now. He's gonna have a go through the Las Vegas Boulevard. The end of the lap, the very, very long DRS straight. And that will be, I would say Tyler is looking very good for a podium. I think he will get that move done. Even if Sorbush tries to defend, he will have no answer for the amount of pace difference we have of DRS. Sully has done very, very well on the strategy there. Nathan now getting a time penalty that's has just ruined any chance of him getting a top 5 position. Marco has just secured that P5. Sean Moon up running in the fast lap of the race. And Sully... Well, we'll have a look at Tyler and Swordfish here as they come down onto Las Vegas Boulevard, but look at Tyler, he doesn't even need overtake mode. Absolutely flies past Swordfish. And there's that, Tyler onto the podium. Swordfish tries to come back at him, but he can't. Too late, Tyler takes P3. But we'll go on back to Sully, who is about to take his first race in F1. Biascapi has crashed on the last lap. But Sully, the other Italian in this race, and it's an Italian one too, as Pocho follows him home, with Tyler in third place at the end, passing Swordfish right at the end. Marcus will secure a P5 finish, ahead of Nathan McIntyre, who has somehow lost his front wing on the final lap as well. And that will be Kevin in P7, followed by Ewek and Sean Moole. Biascapi still taking home P10, as Marcello was a full lap down. And there we go, Kevin crossing the line, P7, and the two Williams coming home in 8th and 9th. With the bonus point for the fast lap for Sean Moole. What a race this has been today in Las Vegas. A lot of chaos, a lot of controversy, a lot of overtakes on that DRS straight. And yeah, we have seen why this track was so feared by drivers. It's such a difficult track to get right. So many mistakes, so many crashes, so many incidents. And there we go, the race is over, Sean Moore has crossed the line. Nathan McIntyre gets the World Driver of the Day, after of course going from last after his qualifying ban. And once this loading screen is done, we'll have the podium. Sully, there we have him. With the Italian flag taking home his first race win. Why are those... What is this lighting on the podium? I can't see the... Why they look like... Oh, there we go. Now I can see Sully. He stepped into the light. But the drivers were just not visible. Yeah, they're like completely... You can barely see the BWT on the... Yeah, when they step forward, you can just about see them in the light, but why is the podium so dark that you can't even see the drivers properly? But well, anyway, congratulations to Sully on his first race for an F1 title, taking home 25 points here, and I think this is also gonna be the Drivers' World Championship lead for Sully, because Sean Moore was crease leading by 17 points, only took P9. So yes, Sully is now your new leader in the Drivers' World Championship, Poggio following home in P2, of course, I would say under investigation with that incident between Tyler. Tyler in P3, Swordfish P4, Marco P5, Nathan McIntyre P6, Kevin P7, Ewek P8, Shawmu P9 with the fast lap, Biosgabi on DNF on the last lap still takes on P10, Marcelio P11, then Mihai, also the youth Pledmaster, and Thok having DNF'd. And what a Grand Prix this has been. And if this is anything to go by, I think, at least for Respected's point of view, you can very much look forward to the Las Vegas Grand Prix in Division 1 on Saturday. Alternatively, we'll see you next week in Division 2 for the Canadian Grand Prix. Or also, with the summer break in Formula 1 now coming up, the esports event is going to be back on August 5th, 12th, and 19th with a triple header in the esports event around Great Britain, Saudi Arabia, and Brazil, each at 3 p.m. UK time. So, yeah, looking forward to those races as well. We'll see you hopefully for those live streams, and yeah, goodbye.